So, I had started out recording this episode yesterday, and I got the whole thing recorded when, as I began to edit, I discovered that my microphone had been turned off the entire time. And so, just in sheer frustration of the whole thing, I had to put the project away because of that, and also because, quite frankly, I wasn't feeling very good. I'm not exactly feeling great right now. I've been dealing with an awful lot of tooth and jaw pain over the last several days, and it's been getting worse, and it's kind of hard to focus on doing this sort of thing when you feel like you've been hit in the face by a sledgehammer repeatedly. But I'm going to attempt now to salvage this footage by doing a voiceover as it plays, trying to attempt to recreate some of my commentary. I don't know how well I'm going to do, but I will try. I started out working in the mine, and as you can see, finding diamond. And I believe I was talking about the fact that there have been people who have requested that I show more mining, and I have to admit that I'm a little iffy on that because, well, to be perfectly honest with you, while I find mining, working a branch mine, to be very relaxing, almost therapeutic kind of thing to be doing, I honestly don't think that I would have any interest in watching anyone else do it. But since there have been people saying that they would like to see more mining going on, then I figured I'd give it a shot here for a while at least and see what the reaction is and see what people think. What do you think? Let me have some feedback in the comments. Let me know what you want me to do in terms of mining and such like. Now, caving, I can understand. There's a little bit more action aspect to that because you're not just doing the same thing over and over and over again. You're exploring an unknown place, dealing with mobs and unexpected situations. There are not very many unexpected situations in a mine, and if you go into the mine prepared and just pay a little bit of attention to what you're doing, you don't have any problem, even when you run into lava. You carry a water bucket. If the lava is at the same level or below you, then more than likely you can turn it into obsidian or cobblestone. And then you get to go on. And if it's coming from above, where you can't do anything about it, then you just block it off and go on to the next part of the mine. I have gotten quite a bit of resources out of this mine, in the neighborhood of, I think, 25 or 30 diamonds total, although a good number of them have been used for making tools. I've gone through, I think by this point, about 5 or 6 or maybe 7 diamond picks. I'm not 100% certain. And let's see, what else was I talking about? Oh yes, the fact that there are occasionally people who want to know about just exactly the technique that I use for mining, the pattern, and here we have more diamond. It's a routine that I worked out by trial and error from the very beginning of my days of Minecraft. It goes all the way back to March 2011 in 1.3_01 beta, which is the version this is. And basically, after a lot of trial and error, a lot of reading on the Minecraft forum as well, I finally decided that branch mining was the way to go. And then over time, I worked out a system for doing it where each branch, they're 2 blocks apart, as you saw in the main corridor out there. And then I worked down the branch placing a torch every 4 blocks. And the reason I decided on every 4 blocks down the branch is because that's how far the character can reach. Now, granted, in 1.3 beta, in 1.3 the full release, that number has changed because you can now reach 5 blocks. But at this time, it was 4 blocks, and so that's how far apart I put the torches. It guarantees that there is enough light that nothing is going to spawn in that mine except possibly slimes. Which means that the only thing I have to deal with unexpected is lava and water. And both of which are not a problem if you pay even a little bit of attention to what you're doing. And originally, when I worked this system out, I would dig 16 torches down the mine. You know, a torch every 4 blocks. 16 torches would be 64 blocks. And the reason I did that was because it would divide a stack of torches evenly into 4 small stacks. And it was mostly an arbitrary decision to go that far. Over time, I eventually changed that, and these days, I'm going a half a stack of torches at a time. And depending on what version of Minecraft I'm running, that's either 128 blocks or I think about 160, something like that. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, 160. Because 16 torches by 5 blocks would be 108. It would be 80, and twice that is 160. So anyhow, I went on with this for a while, and I don't remember all the details of what I was talking about because, like I said, when you're not feeling good, that's the main thing you're thinking about, and everything else just kind of falls by the wayside. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I did a couple or 3 or 4 more branches, and I don't remember exactly. I did encounter some lava at some point. There wasn't a whole heck of a major lot of resources. I mean, not like you find in 1.3.2 these days. The ore distribution has definitely been beefed up over the last year and a half or whatever since 1.3_01 beta. And there's a heck of a lot more of it now than there ever was way back when in beta. And anyway, things just kept going. And I think what I'm probably going to do here, unless there's... See, I don't remember exactly what's going on here. I probably should kind of turn the rest of this mining sequence into something of a sped up montage and let that go and pick up afterwards. So I think I will do that. Block it off and leave it. If it's above you, then that's what that was. Now, this is a case of I should have paid more attention and actually watched my footage before I went ahead and did things, because apparently I only did the 2 branches at that time. Looking for input from you guys watching how much of this mining stuff you'd like to actually have me show. Bearing in mind that it can be hard to come up with something to talk about while mining, because that's a time when I'm very used to not talking. Anyway, at this point I decided, I remember now, that I needed to get to the Nether, because I wanted glowstone for lighting in that castle wall, and probably the courtyard as well. And so that meant getting out my obsidian and putting together flint and steel. I decided to make 2 of them and a chest, which I would leave at the nether side of the portal, just in case a ghast blew it out or something. Simply because that does happen. And I decided to put the portal out over there, because I wanted it close enough to be handy, but far enough away that I didn't have to listen to it. And so, I headed over here to make up the portal. And I did have one thing that I was curious about, because of the way I see so many people make portals in other videos. You see, when I make a portal, I put the bottom row flush with the ground like that. But this is how most people do it, so that you actually have to step up onto it. And I've always wondered why people do that. And I don't know, if anybody has any clue about that, I'd love to hear it. Meanwhile, I managed to botch the construction of the portal and had to take down 2 pieces of obsidian, which in beta takes a lot longer to cut than it does in the current version. I think close to a minute to cut a block of obsidian, something like 45 seconds to a minute. Anyway, so thence begins the first trip in this world to the Nether. One thing I've noticed about the current version is that when you go into a portal, the way the portal sounds has changed, and it kind of cuts off. And I don't appreciate that. I like the original Nether sounds, the way it kind of echoes and fades off as you go through it. And it doesn't do that anymore. And so we have a reasonably decent Nether spawn. Very dark, and I'm going to try to improve the visual aspect here in the video editor, although there's not a whole lot I can do because there isn't much light to work with to begin with. So my apologies if it's dark, because in beta version I can't turn the brightness up. There is no brightness control in beta version, at least not beta 1.3. Okay, so the first step is obviously build something gas-proof around the portal, so that you've at least got some place to retreat to in the event of some kind of onslaught of gassed crap. Oh wow, an attack of gassed crap. Oh boy, that paints an ugly picture. And this much hasn't changed about the Nether. It's always a good idea. Build something out of cobblestone around your portal. And also remember not to walk backwards into the fire. And that's another thing about beta that I prefer over the new version. The sound effect when the player is hurt, instead of this bone-crunching sound, it actually sounds like something a little bit more real, I think, in a way. Not that I suppose real really matters too much, but it just, I think it was better. I really do. And I really wish that the new version had the old sounds. And I don't know, sometime I may copy the sounds from this old version into the new version, and take steps to keep the new version from updating it away. I'll have to see about that. And let's just fast forward the rest of this portal shelter construction. Alright. that part is over with. And now, I was looking around here to check out what the situation is with the glowstone. Is there any accessible around? I do believe there turned out to be some, but there also turned out to be a certain amount of ghasts around, which can be a royal pain in the butt dealing with those things, especially since at this point I don't have a bow. I have yet to even encounter enough spiders to come up with a string. And so that's something I'm going to have to do soon, is go hunting spiders to come up with some string so that I can make bows. I've got a bunch of feathers and flint and so on. I've got well over a stack of flint down in the mine. So that's not a problem. Arrows would be not too big of a problem to come up with, but bow, on the other hand, I am gonna definitely have to go hunting spiders. Several of them, because I want to have at least one backup bow, just in case. Anyway, get up here, and I'm in pretty much full view of a couple or three ghasts flying around here. And there's the first one noticing me. And there's another one over there. Oh, yeah, nice quick little you don't see me wall. And I decided to go for some of this glowstone up here after I threw down some more light in hopes that it would make this video a little easier to see. And it's a little better. I realized that the brightness bump up that I gave it in the editor isn't exactly super great, because I'm looking at it now. And it's not really great, but it's about the best I can do at the moment. But it's really fun breaking glowstone, standing on top of a one-block pillar while there are ghasts floating around shooting at you. And I think it's right around here when I actually realized, amid the ghast attacks, placing an occasional bit of cobblestone to block their view of me, that I had forgotten. It had been so long since 1.3 that I had actually forgotten that back in those days, glowstone only yielded one glowstone dust per block. I mean, you get anywhere from 3 to 5, or sometimes even 6 or more if you're using a Fortune 3 pick. But back in those days, one block of glowstone got you one bit of glowstone dust. And then it took 9 bits of glowstone dust to make one block. And if you broke it, you only got one back. Meanwhile, back in the current situation of what's actually going on, I'm ducking behind this not really sufficient block of cobblestone here. Every time the ghast comes by, I'm still trying to attack and deal with my health at the same time. And I've noticed something, you know, when the ghast sees you and they start their attack, and then you duck out of sight real quick before they can launch it, they suddenly stop, and it's like they swallow it. And I wonder, does that give them indigestion? You know, if they swallow those fireballs, does that give them indigestion? I would hope it does. I have to say, this is probably the most precarious glowstone run I've ever been on. Because I'm doing this in the midst of, there's got to be at least 3 of those things floating around there. You see that one? He swallowed that one. And I'm wondering, does it give him heartburn to do that? Another thing I had forgotten about glowstone collection was that back in these days you could break glowstone with anything. You didn't need to use a pick to do it. And that's another thing that's changed over time. Not necessarily a bad change, but meanwhile here I am getting shot at while trying not to get blown off this pillar. And I've got gas on at least 2 sides, wishing very much that I had a bow. Especially in this version, because you could rapid fire a bow back then. And that's when I remembered another thing. When a ghast is shooting at you, they're actually shooting at the camera. So I switched to F5, and they started missing a whole lot more. I managed to collect my glowstone and head back to my shelter without getting shot too much. I think yes, that's right. I threw down some cobblestone here to hide behind, switch back to a normal view. And, it was a little bit of a challenge getting a pathway cleared so that I could actually get back down to my shelter. Because this area is elevated somewhat from where the shelter is. Another thing I've always wondered about ghasts is that, the things that they're saying. I mean, I've always been able to make out what and hurt you. And then there's another thing they're always saying that I've always wondered about. Who is this burger chef they're always talking about? You know, I mean, do ghasts enjoy fast food? Is that it? I've always wondered about that. Who or what is this burger chef? It sounds like a competitor to Burger King. Lots of near misses here. And I will say this, that this recording the voiceover after the video seems to be working out, but in the future I'm going to probably write up an actual checklist, and one of the things on it is going to be to make sure my microphone is turned on, because I'd rather do my commentary live. It's better that way, I think. Okay, having blocked myself in, it's just a matter of find the pillar leading down and get back to the shelter. Digging as quickly as I can to avoid getting blown to pieces. Remembering that health in this version doesn't work the same as it does in the current version. Food heals instantly, and you do not have any automatic regeneration going on. So here's a mad dash for the shelter. Get inside, out of sight, and that's when I remember that I'd never put the chest and flint and steel down like I had intended to. I should have put this down right away as soon as the shelter was done. I didn't think to do it. So now we head back to the real world. The overworld, whatever you want to call it. And at this point is where I'm going to pick up live with actual current commentary, and we're going to go on a spider hunt. I am actually live now. My microphone is obviously running, and I'm out here at night, and there's a few spiders out there, so I'm going to gravel down. Being the easiest way to do it. That way I don't have to use the doorway over there in the dark. it's time to go spider hunting. That's one and no string. And 2 gunpowder. Here's another one. And another creeper. And I didn't get backed up fast enough. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, come on, there's got to be more spiders around here. Oh, there's one. I think I got some. Yeah, I got a couple of string out of that. Let's see if we can get some more. Problem is, if I go somewhere where there's enough light to see, I can't see the spiders won't come around. Ah, here we are. And a creeper. Well, I'm going to have some creeper holes to patch. I got some more string. Oh, damn. Get out that pork chop. 3 of them, in fact. Okay. How are we doing here? I got 4 string. I'm going to go ahead inside. Spam a few more torches along the way. It's a good thing I had that iron armor I made up. That I actually stopped to take time to make some. And with the string I have up topside, this will make a reasonable. I'm going to head down here, back down to the branch mine, and grab some of that flint that I've got down there, and scrape together as much feathers as I can, and get some arrows made. And then we'll go hunting more spiders. 1 stack of flint. Okay. Top off my torches. Alright. Now, top side, because I believe that's where all the feathers and a few arrows that I've picked up from skeletons dying in the morning. String up. Arrows. Feathers. Okay. Other way around, genius. That's almost a stack of arrows. That's good. It's definitely a good start. Alright, let's get back out there and see if we can get some more. Now that we have a little bit of a ranged attack. Ooh. And I'm definitely going to have to fix the creeper holes. There's a spider down there. And there's a dead spider. Maybe we'll get some more string out of him. Let's see, any over here? No, just two gaping creeper craters. Zombie on the hill. That looks like about it. Alright. Get the string, pick up my arrows. I'll take the bones too. I sworn I saw a skeleton burning up here. Ooh, another spider. Okay, that guarantees at least one backup bow. That's good. Alright. Definitely need a stairway or something coming up this mountainside. But then again, I'm going to turn this into a castle, so there'll be better ways up. Alright. There's some spare string. Alright, let's... Damn, I'm out of wood up here. Okay. Got some down below. Pick up a few more arrows. Frankly, as many as I can. Okay. Alright. Okay, that's enough of that. I think what I need to do is get myself an axe, gather up some more wood, and get working on that wall out there. And by the way, just because I'd like some input, and I need to stop doing that. Oh, there's a few more. Just because I need some input, do you think perhaps that I should move that wall further out from the mountain? Because I'm kind of wondering that myself. And if it really needs to be moved, I'd rather do it now before there's very much more to it. You know, maybe move it out that way, like 10 or 15 blocks or something like that. Because what's shaping up to be the inner courtyard here isn't looking very big. And I'm thinking maybe this wall needs to go outward. And if that's the case, I'd rather do it now than after I've got any more of it built. Alright, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. And definitely do better next time in terms of recording and having my mic turned on from the start. And meanwhile, I'm going to harvest up a bunch of trees. I'm going to harvest up a crap load of chickens, because, well, you can't eat them in this version. They give you feathers. Well, chickens and zombies. So I'm going to do that, make sure there's 2 or 3 stacks of arrows available, because there are going to be more trips into the Nether. I didn't get near enough glowstone out of that trip, so That's it for this episode. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take it easy. I'm out of here.
Mining coal and iron.